Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I got another movie review for you. Continuing my journey through the Resident Evil franchise. And today we're at Afterlife, the 2010 film starring Mila Jovovich, Ali Larter, and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Now this franchise really is dipping into the schlocky, shitty B-movie territory right now. Even though it got the budget of a big major movie, it's far from it. So basically, Afterlife is about Alice, who is still looking for Arcadia after she screws over a Umbrella Corporation facility. So she heads to Alaska looking for Arcadia and hopefully finding a bunch of survivors because it's supposed to be a safe haven. And she's looking for friends from the last movie, Extinction. Like Claire and them are all supposed to be on their way there. Eventually, they land in LA and with a group of survivors and pretty much just do nothing until they eventually make it to Arcadia, which is a ship. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to mention that Mila Jovovich, the main actress who plays Alice, and the director have gotten married right before, like a year before this movie was made, so you can really tell that that might have changed the way things played out because this movie is it's terrible. I'm not gonna lie, it's awful. The first three movies look like Oscar winners compared to this one. There's very little going for it. It may have a few nice camera shots, but in the end, it's mostly all 3D gimmick effects. To me, this movie is just a big cash grab, like using the Resident Evil name for them to make money. Now, this movie focuses much more on the action than the horror. I think that's probably the least horror out of this whole franchise. There's barely anything there. I can count the few times it happens on my hands, and it's very short. It's not scary. No atmosphere at all. It's ruined by CGI, and it's very noticeable. For instance, in the beginning, Alice brings all of her clone army that she got at the end of Extinction to a facility in Tokyo, I believe, or somewhere overseas, where Umbrella is hiding, and she goes in and wipes them all out in the most ridiculous, over-the-top 3D effects, and that it's definitely not what you came to see in a Resident Evil movie. You didn't come here to see over-the-top, ridiculous action scenes, and just Alice acting like a superstar. She ends her battle with her clone army once she gets on board with Wesker on his plane, and he ends up destroying all of her clones in the process, so it's just him and her left. He takes away her powers with an injection, and now she's supposed to be regular Alice. But if you look out throughout the movie, she's still crazy Alice. She's still swinging off buildings with just a wire and doing a backflip and landing on her feet without getting hurt when she's supposed to be a normal person. It's just so ridiculous that it's beyond crazy. That leads me to the rest of the characters. Just besides even Alice, I don't like any of the characters in this movie. Ali Larter's brought back as Claire, and she's wasted. She has memory loss in this one, but it's nothing like the first movie with Alice and Spence. We already know about her, so it made sense in the first movie that the audience was just as confused as Alice and Spence. But this time, we already know all of her story and the backstory, so it's kind of pointless. Which brings me to this whole movie just seems pointless. The story, nothing really happens. She just travels around the place, and the movie just sort of ends on the ship. Like, it's just... I'm at a loss for words at how stupid this movie is. Some of the characters are annoying, other ones are just filler, and then there you got your insert Resident Evil game characters, where they add in Claire's brother for no reason, doesn't really go anywhere. They add in that big huge guy with the hammer, the zombie guy with the nails sticking out of his head for no reason, no explanation. He just shows up in town at the building, the prison they're staying at. This movie has so many flaws. You get the zombies with the mouths opening, like in Resident Evil 5 games. It just looks terrible. They burrow through the ground. I don't like anything about this movie. So all the logic is completely gone out of this series. Umbrella fucking up time and time again, letting Alice go, taking her, letting her go, and experimenting on her, taking away her powers, and it's leading up to nothing at this point. At least the first three movies seem to have a flow going to it. And that brings me to Extinction, where they say the desert took back over all the desert states like Nevada and that, but they explain that the brooks and the rivers all dried up, mostly around the world. The virus pretty much took out all nature. Yet when we get to LA, there's lots of water, there's trees, it seems like this guy forgot to watch the previous movies. We got bad characters. When they get angry, they just shoot the guy next to them in charge and says, "Who wants to listen to me now?" It's like it happens a couple times in this movie where I'm like, "Really? How bad screenwriting is this?" Dialogue's terrible. Video editing is terrible. There's literally a scene, a shower scene, where Alice is standing, the shower's running, the water's running, you can hear it. She looks one way, you can still hear it, but you can't see the water. The shower's turned off. Then it cuts back, it's on, cuts back, it's off, cuts back, it's on. It's like, who did the editing on this film? They never noticed this? This is millions of dollars of budget gone to waste. I just really don't like this movie, okay? Aside from maybe a few nice camera shots, which ultimately leads to a shitty movie either way, it doesn't matter. This movie has nothing of value. Definitely no replay value, that's for sure. Now this is dumb, but it's not dumb fun, like some other lower grade B movies that are made with way less money can achieve, but this isn't even fun. It's boring to me. It sucks. There's no scares or horror whatsoever. Now this is the movie that the video game fans should be mad at. And the movie fans should be mad at as well, because it ruins both series, in my opinion. And this is not worthy at all. It's a garbage movie. It really ruins any excitement anybody would have for future sequels, and let me tell you, they don't get much better than this. In the end, I find it's just a pointless sequel, and I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10, my lowest grade yet. And this is just, it's pure shit. That's all I have to say about it. And I don't want to ever have to watch this movie again. It will always be skipped over. And that's all I have to say today about that. So I'm gonna continue this franchise. It's getting rough in the future, but for today, that's all I got. So thanks for watching, and until next time.